Hey everyone, this is PrinceBrightstar, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. We are leaving the Realm Reborn content today, and we are now headed into the expansion pack Heavensward. Along with this, I am going to be creating a new playlist specifically for Heavensward content, and if we ever do go back to a Realm Reborn content, I'm going to put that into the old playlist just to keep things organized here. Anyway, after what happened last time, the fate of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn is unknown. Let's go ahead and log in and see what happens. Alright, so first thing we need to do is head back over to where Alphino is. He's going to be right inside of here. And let us accept the first quest of Heavensward. Coming to Ishgard.
The dawn's light will shine again. So long as we have these specious accusations hanging over us, we will struggle to achieve anything. You must go to Ishgard, as Tataru proposed. I will return to Uldar and set things right.
Pray, do not be so hasty, Master Alphino.
Lord Orchefant.
Full well do I understand your desire to clear your names. But now is not the time for drastic action. You yet have allies upon whom you can rely. There is no need to act alone.
Yes. Yes, of course. Pray forgive my impatience.
I bring tidings. Count Edmont has decreed that the three of you be taken in as wards of House Fortemps. Under our patronage, you shall be granted access to the city proper. Pray, consider our manor your new headquarters, from which you may gather information and plan how best to proceed. Needless to say, should any of your missing allies be found, as I am certain they shall, they will of course be welcome to join you there.
You are more than generous, my friend. On behalf of my fellows, I humbly accept your offer of hospitality.
The Count is a good man, and just. He will treat you with the kindness and respect that a hero and dear friend deserves.
To Ishgard, then. Together. There we shall carry on the Scion's legacy. There we shall begin anew.
Hear, hear!
And there we have the new quest accepting theme, and we are off on our first quest, although we need to speak to Orchefant again here first. I must go on ahead and speak with the Count. Fear not, however, for everything has been arranged. The sentries at the gates of judgment have been informed of our decision. You need but state your names, and they will allow you to pass. My manservant shall be waiting for you at the city gates, ready to escort you to our manor, where we shall meet again. Until then. Alright, let us make our way over to the Gates of Judgment. And also, one thing that I'm also going to be doing here is I'm going to be adjusting one of the settings in the game here, just so that we're not constantly having the switch back and forth whenever I mount up versus the area music. So, for the time being, we're going to be hearing the area music alone here, even when I'm mounting up like this. Although, Korthus really isn't known that well for its music, to be honest. Or at least Central Korthus isn't. Alright, we have arrived at the Gates of Judgment. And we've got this little door icon over here. Wards of House Fortemps. Ah yes, you may pass. Let's proceed to Ishgard.
And so they came, at a friend's behest. Heroes once celebrated as saviors of Eorzea, brought low through treachery, their names blackened with royal blood. With memories of the lost and dreams of redemption, with hope yet in their hearts, they came.
Alright, and so we have arrived.
To Ishgard, shining city on the mount, overlooking the dominion of Kurthus. A great and proud nation, devoted to Halone, the Fury, ruled by Thordan VII, Archbishop of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church. The last bastion of the faith, her walls ever bristling with the sworn swords and spears of her 4 high houses. A land that after 1,000 years of war had forgotten what it was to be at peace. Through gates long closed, the warrior of light and his companions passed, entering at last a city whose history was written in blood. In the midst of the Dragonsong War they came, 3 weary travelers whose arrival would set in motion great change. Though none knew then how great.
From the memoirs of Count Edmond de Fortemps' Heavensward. Alright, so we have arrived. First order of business before we do anything else here. We need to attune to this aetheryte. And along with that, we are going to set this as our home point as well. Alright, let's speak to the House Fortemps manservant here. Greetings, Master Brightstar. On behalf of House Fortemps, I bid you welcome to Ishgard. My lord humbly requests your presence at his residence in the Pillars. If you all would come with me. And indeed we shall, but before we head over there, we've got Aethernet shards to pick up as well here. And this is also going to give us a good chance to kind of take a look around the city as well here. This is what the first map looks like here. We're going to grab that one in a little bit here. This place basically loops around up here. You can kind of see the outline of the other part of the city there. And it's basically broken up into these two sections, the main part of the city and the pillars. Now we've got another Aethernet shard over here. The airship dock is over here, as well as where astrologers can train. Let's see, let's make our way up through here. Okay, and now let's make our way to the south down here. And there is the next Aethernet shard we're going to pick up. And here is Horshaphant, the warrior of light and his brave companions, walking the streets of Ishgard at last. What a glorious sight. I cannot tell you how long I have waited for this day. Allow me to present you with my family, home, Fortemps Manor. I should like nothing more than to show you around, but everyone is gathered to receive you. Come, my friends, introductions must be made. And as you'll also notice, that was quite a sizable amount of experience there.
My lord, I have returned with the Scions.
I hope your journey was not too taxing. I, Count Edmond de Fortemps, do bid you welcome. As wards of House Fortemps, you shall be afforded every courtesy. My home is your home.
My companions and I are deeply honored, Count Fortemps.
The honor is mine, Master Alphino. Consider it an expression of our gratitude for your service to Ishgard.
Forgive me, my lord, but are you not concerned? To accept foreign guests at such a juncture, especially ones with our reputation.
Do not worry yourself on my account. 'Tis true that Ishgard's first thought has ever been the war effort, hence the closing of our borders. Yet it is in troubled times most of all that men should seek allies. Don't you think? Granted, my decision will have raised eyebrows in the vault and in the halls of the other high houses. But so long as you continue with your altruistic endeavors, I doubt my honored peers will feel moved to voice their concerns.
Then there is naught to fear. Though our numbers are much reduced, we are no less determined to carry on our work.
Full glad am I to hear it. But before you return to your labors, why not take a tour of the city? You would do well, I think, to acquaint yourselves with your new surroundings. After all, you may be here for some time.
Alrighty, let's speak to Alphano. Though our friends in House Fortemps have been generous enough to extend us their protection, we must take care not to impose too much on their hospitality. It is only proper that we learn about our new home, so that we might become more self-sufficient. It'll take a while to learn the lay of the land, but learn it we must. Then there's the markets and taverns. We'll need to know where to shop and where to hear small talk. 'Twould seem a tour of the city is indeed in order. I thank you for your counsel, my lord. My companions and I shall, of course, do as you suggest. Very good. Then my manservant shall accompany you. He will be able to answer any questions you might have. Ah, but I grow forgetful in my dotage. There is something I must give you ere we part. Their documentation is in order, I trust? Yes, my lord. Those documents identify you as wards of House Fortemps. Given that our borders have remained closed for decades, many of my countrymen are unaccustomed to treating with foreigners. Should anyone happen to question your presence here, it may prove necessary to remind them that you remain under the protection of House Fortemps, but let us hope it shall not come to that. Rest assured that we shall do our utmost to avoid any situation which might compel us to invoke your name. Prince Tataru, the city awaits. Let's go. Alright, let's speak to the manservant here. As this is your first time in our fair city, pray permit me to show you to the Hoplon, from whence we may gaze upon the splendor of the Holy Vault. Though all other sights pale in comparison, 'tis only meet that you see it first. I shall then show you around the jeweled crozier. where you may purchase all manner of goods and services before descending to Foundation's Aetheryte Plaza, if there are no questions. Alrighty, so that is going to take us back to the north here. The Hoplon, so named for the bronze great shield borne by our nation's patron deity. It is the largest plaza in Ishgard. The magnificent cathedral to the north is, of course, the Holy Vault. The vault is both Ishgard's seat of government and the residence of the Archbishop of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church. Begging your pardon, the statues to the south, are they perchance Thordan's famed Knights 12? Very good, Master Alphino. They are the fathers of Ishgard, the brave knights who joined with King Thordan the First to put down Nidhogg and found this great nation. Ours is a city rich in history and tradition, and there is much you can learn by exploring the pillars, time permitting, of course. Now then, if you would follow me to the Jeweled Crozier, I shall introduce you to Mistress Elise, our master of the markets. Alright, let's make our way over there as well. But along the way we are going to hit up this Aethernet shard here. Alright, and further down we go. And we've got another Aethernet shard right here. Well, you're clearly not locals or traveling peddlers, which makes you all... Ah! Wards of House Fortemps. How very interesting. Count Edmund has granted us leave to remain in Ishgard for as long as we wish, which may be some time. Accordingly, we will have need of sundry goods, hence our desire to make your acquaintance. That is, of course, assuming you are content to accept the custom of foreigners. Should you be uncomfortable, young sir, we do not discriminate in matters of money. If you have coin to spend, who are we to refuse it? Weapons, armor, accoutrements, medicine, materials, whatever you desire. It can be found in the Crozier. Our merchants will be more than happy to accommodate you, as you shall soon see. Our next destination is the Aetheryte Plaza and Foundation. If everyone is ready... Alright, and so for that, we are going to continue to head down here. You know what, this gear could go for a repair real quick here. There we go, just so we don't have to stop along the way. Alright, we've got another Aetheryte shard over here. Alright, now this spot over here, this is where the leaves are given out for the expansion, and these are kind of funny here, how they work. The Temple Knights will not waste time in entertaining untested whelps, no matter how willing they may be. Okay, so we actually can't do that just yet here. We will stop back in with them later on. And here we have Foundation's Aetheryte Plaza. If you have yet to attune to the Aetheryte, it would be wise to do so now. Alright, let's take a look at the options here. All of these are actually lower level than what we've currently got, at least in terms of item level. So this here appears to be ahead. What we've got currently is item level 120. So for this, we're just going to go ahead and grab the silver pieces instead. As for our next destination, mayhap we should decide together. What else can be found nearby? The Sky Steel Manufactory stands to the west. There our engineers conceive of and manufacture weapons for use against the dragons. The Holy Stables, where chocobos are trained for war, also lie in that direction. To the north and east can be found the congregation of our Knights Most Heavenly, while to the south and east, well, 'twould be best if you avoided that area. And why is that? I fear our knights may not be able to ensure your safety in the lowest levels, Master Alphino. Hold your nose when you pass the broom, little lord. A delicate flower like you is like to wilt in our fumes. You misjudge me, sir, for I am no lord, but a humble traveler. Oh, come to see the sights, have ye? Take a turn down the hoplon and gawp at the statues. Ha ha ha! Well, if ye've a mind to learn how the better half live, come and have a drink at the Forgotten Knight. If your nursemaid'll let ye. My humblest apologies, Master Alphino. Pray pay that drunken lout no mind. Oh, but I must. It would not do to refuse such a heartfelt invitation. Yes, I simply must see this Forgotten Knight for myself. I trust you see the wisdom in this, Prince. There are few sources of information more abundant than a bustling local hostelry. Not that I expect to hear any news of our missing comrades just yet. Nevertheless, who can say what we might learn of recent events? Then I'm coming too. Alright, and that is going to lead us over to the last of the Aethernet shards. You have attuned yourself to all the Aethernet shards in Ishgard. The Gates of Judgment are now accessible as an Aethernet destination. Alright, over here we have the Clan Hunt Board. The Clan Hunt Board is covered in bills showing the details of wanted monsters. However, you are unable to accept any of the bills posted at present. Alright, so that's something else that's going to unlock along the way here as well. Must say, this is rather unusual. Not just one, but a whole party of fresh new faces in my tavern. We but recently arrived in Ishgard and are eager to acquaint ourselves with her more notable establishments. Master? Gibraltar. Just Gibraltar. And I'm flattered you think so highly of my establishment. Can't promise it'll live up to your expectations, but if it's decent food and drink you're after, you could do much worse. Judging by the number of customers I see, I suspect your fare is rather more than decent. Speaking of your clientele, I could not help but note a difference between those who frequent the upper and lower floors. Spotted that, did you? Aye, up here you'll find peddlers, porters, off-duty knights, and so forth, dropping in on their way to or from somewhere else. Regulars maybe, but not locals. Folks from the Broom, they tend to congregate downstairs, where we offer a menu more suited to their tastes. Cheaper meals, stronger spirits, all quality, mind, but not the sort of stuff I'd recommend to yourselves. You speak of the lowest levels, yes? Why do they call them the Broom, if I may ask? 'Cause when the weather's foul and the broom rolls in thick, it's the poor sods living at the bottom who have to deal with it. I see. And it's not just the weather. When the wyverns broke through the wards and started tearing up the city, it was the Broom that got the worst of it, while the pillars enjoyed the protection of the high houses and the temple knights. More than a few people are still sore about that, mind, which is why, considering your present company, I'd recommend you keep your wits about you, if you mean to go below. And something sharp in your boot, just to be sure. I shall take your words to heart, sir. Master Alphino, I think it would be best if we return to Fortemps Manor. You go on ahead without me. I'm staying for a drink or two. Miss Tataru, I'm afraid that is out of the question. My lord the Count would never forgive me if I abandoned one of his charges in such a place. Least of all a maiden. What are you up to, Tataru? Look around, Alphino. This tavern is full of people whose business regularly takes them beyond the Gates of Judgment. With friends like that, I could practically live here and wait for the newest gossip to come to me. Indeed, but will you be safe here on your own? Oh, please. Do you know how often I looked after the waking sands and the rising stones by myself? If I had a gill for every unwelcome caller I've driven away, I'd be rich beyond my wildest dreams. I'll be fine. Not that I doubt the lady's knack for fending off unwanted advances, but I'll be damned if I'm going to let anyone lay an unwelcome hand on a patron in my establishment. That settles it then. Tataru, Prince, and I shall return to the manor for now. Contact me by Link Pearl if you require assistance. I will. Alright, so we are going to make our way back up now. And with all the Aethernet shards unlocked, let's just warp on up there. I believe it was the last vigil. Yes, indeed. And we don't see the marker over here. We need to actually speak to the guard here to get inside. Welcome, Master Brightstar. Shall I show you inside the manor? Indeed you shall. Tell us then, Master Alphino, does Ishgard meet with your expectations? That which I imagine pales in comparison to the reality. I felt the weight of 1,000 years of history with every step I took, and when those steps took me past the scars left by the wyverns in Foundation, I understood how easily that history could end in tragedy. The attack was devastating. The casualties, unspeakable. The wyverns did not discriminate. Unarmed men and women, even children, were given no quarter. Sir Emmerich has ordered his knights to strengthen our defenses, and each house has been called upon to lend what support it can. There is much to be done, yet alas, able-bodied men and women are in short supply. Mayhap we could be of assistance, my lord. After all you have done for us, we would welcome any opportunity to repay your kindness. That is a most generous offer, Master Alphino. You are guests in my home, to whom I have extended my hospitality without obligation, let or lien. Nevertheless, Ishgard's need is great, and if you are willing to aid our cause, I cannot well refuse. Good. What would you ask of us? From what I have heard, you are an intelligent and persuasive young man. Such qualities may prove most useful to us in our efforts to secure provisions from foreign sources, identifying trustworthy suppliers, brokering contracts, and so on. As for you, Master Brightstar, I could ask for no one better than a storied veteran such as yourself, a man with the capacity to act swiftly and decisively when needed, to aid Artorial and Imenelane in their duties. I beg your pardon? I am more than capable of carrying out my duty by myself. I have no need of our honored guest's assistance. Now, be reasonable, brother. What manner of fool would say no when a famous hero offered to do his work? Hold your tongues. By the Fury, the two of you will conduct yourselves with dignity befitting your station, and show Master Brightstar the respect he deserves. This is the man who slew Gaius van Belsar, and some half-dozen primals besides. He is not here to steal your glory or serve as your errand boy. If you can pardon them for their impropriety, Master Brightstar, I should be much obliged if you would lend my sons a helping hand. My thanks. Fury willing. They may even learn something from you. 'Twould seem we shall not want for employment over the coming days, though that was never in doubt. Our host's initial reluctance to accept our offer of aid was solely for appearance's sake. In truth, he is glad of this opportunity to put us to work. By granting us patronage, House Fortemps has taken a tremendous risk. Until we demonstrate our worth to Ishgard at large, the Count will face considerable opposition from his peers in matters great and small. And so he would have us publicly serve Ishgard, while simultaneously keeping his sons in check. 'Tis an arrangement we may benefit from in unexpected ways, My own duties may feasibly bring me in contact with people who know something of our missing comrades. As you go about helping our two lords in their various responsibilities, you will inevitably make new acquaintances in Ishgard, mayhap even new allies. Yes, the more I think on it, the more confident I am by furthering their goals, we shall further our own. Alright. Once again, this is all item level 115. Let's grab the silver piece. Alright, let's take a look at our tutorial here. Let us begin anew, Master Brightstar. I am Sir Artorial de Fortemps, eldest son of Count Edmond de Fortemps. You will forgive me my outburst, I hope. I meant no disrespect. I merely consider myself equal to the duties entrusted to me, unlike some. Horchefant has spoken of you often. If you are even half the man he claims, I shall be glad to have you at my side. To the matter at hand, then, we will be assisting my esteemed compatriots of houses Durandare and Zamel. You are aware of our friendly rivalry, I take it? Aye, well, suffice it to say, the prospect of assisting said houses do not fill me with joy. However, it will be the will of the Holy See that we set aside our differences at this critical juncture, but we shall speak more of that anon. First, we must needs secure transport to Falcon's Nest. Let us make for the Chocobo stables in Foundation. So that is one quest line. We're going to grab Menelane's here as well, and we're going to be following his first. Shall we be off then, old boy? Ah, but where are my manners? Menelane de Fortemps, second son of Count Edmond de Fortemps. Trueborn, that is. Yes, I know what you're thinking, and you are absolutely right. What ill fortune to be born second in a society where the eldest inherits all. Oh, my brother would never cut me off, 'tis true. But who could be satisfied, subsisting on a meager allowance, forever overshadowed by his sibling? Not I, old boy, not I. Which is why I need your help to ensure that this business in the Sea of Clouds goes swimmingly, so that the tales of my deeds can win me a place in the people's hearts, or better yet, raise me higher in their estimations. That Artorial. Ambitious, I grant you, but then I do have a legendary hero to do my bidding. Ha ha ha! Oh, don't look at me that way. I jest. Anyway, we are to aid the good men and women of House Helenart. They have ever been steadfast friends to our house, though they've fallen on hard times since the calamity. Poor blighters. As for what precisely we will be doing, well, what fun would it be if I told you everything in advance? Just come along with me to the airship landing. We'll need to take the airship to Camp Cloudtop. Alright, let us leave the manor, and we're going to make our way over to the airship landing. And for that, we're going to head to the Athenaeum Astrologica. Alright, over here, this right here is related to the diadem. I don't know if we're going to have time to get to that before Stormblood. Are you ready to depart, sir? The airship bound for Camp Cloudtop will be leaving shortly. Let's board the airship.
Upon an airship, conceived within the fecund mind of Sid Garland, renegade prodigy of Garlemald, who had come to call Eorzea home. High into the heavens, where isles of earth and stone floated as clouds. A frontier the knights of Ishgard had scarce begun to explore. To a fledgling outpost, within the sea of clouds, where careworn scouts ever scanned the skies for winged shadows, he came.
Alright, we have arrived. And let's speak to Amanda Lane. Awfully cold up here. I mean, Korthus may not be blessed with the warmest weather in the world, but compared to this, it seems positively balmy. And of course, our hero is wholly unperturbed. You don't have to maintain that strong, silent persona all the time, you know. Never mind. We need to find Lady Lynette. She is in charge of the garrison here. Oh, and when we find her, just follow my lead, yes? Excellent. Alright, let's hop on our behemoth. And first thing to do here, we have another aetheryte to touch. Alright, let's continue to make our way there. Now the person that we're looking for is actually going to be down here and all the way over there. Let's see if we can leap down. Alrighty. Alrighty, we have arrived. Master Brightstar, welcome. I am Sir Lanielate de Helenard, commander of the forces stationed here at Camp Cloudtop. Strange though it may sound, I have long dreamed of meeting you. I am in your debt, you see, and shall ever remain so. Were it not for you, my younger brother Francel would have been executed upon the word of a false inquisitor. Alas, a knight must go where duty demands, and thus I have been unable to seek you out. But by the grace of Halone, I have been granted an opportunity to thank my brother's savior in person, and to call upon his generous aid besides. Truly, I know not what I have done to deserve this double blessing. 'Tis a pleasure to see you again, my lady Lenia. You cut an elegant figure as always, a steel-clad rose, equally at home on a battlefield or in a ballroom. What? Lord of Manor, if it is not too much to ask, I should be grateful if you would allow me to finish speaking with Master Brightstar. Camp Cloudtop was established to provide early warning of impending Dravanian incursions. The high elevation afforded by the floating isles makes it ideal for this purpose. Naturally, it makes us a ready target for attack. We are not defenseless, however. The Protector, our largest and most advanced airship, is capable of downing all but the mightiest dragons. Alas, as you may have noticed, it is currently undergoing repair. What is worse, our efforts have been hampered by an indigenous beast tribe known as the Vanu Vanu, with whom we have had several skirmishes already. No beast man is a match for a man of Ishgard. Bring me a birdman and I'll show him a thing or two. I fear much and more may be asked of you in the days to come, Master Brightstar. While I understand Count Edmont's intentions, I would rather not waste valuable time ensuring that our young lord doesn't get trampled underfoot. True, it is entirely possible that he may learn something from this experience, but if left to his own devices, I think it will far more likely that he will make a mess of things. Tell him that I would like him to keep watch for Dravanian outflyers. Then, when you have a moment to speak with his manservant in private, make it clear that it is his responsibility to keep Manor from shirking his duty. Alrighty. Request from Lania. Why didn't she think to ask me in person? Surely she must be standing here but a few malms away. Oh, never mind. What is it? A mission of paramount importance. Keep watch for Dravanian outflyers. A mission? Yes, of course. That is why I'm here. I shall do as my lady asks. Ah, Master Brightstar. I do not believe I have properly introduced myself. My name is Honored, and I serve at the pleasure of Lord Emmanuel. Lady Lynette would have me accompany Lord Emmanuel on his mission? Ah, I understand completely. I will do my utmost to keep him out of harm's way. Alrighty. Were he of another house, mayhap I would not feel obligated to go to such lengths to preserve his safety and dignity. In any case, I appreciate you speaking to him for me. It would seem he actually listens to you, at least more so than others. Or mayhap you are more skilled at this than most. I suspect you have had to humor your fair share of difficult men before. Alright, that was a rather quick quest there. Now, these armor pieces are actually of high quality. That's what the little... I'm trying to... Unfortunately, it's not letting me... there we go, that's a better way to do it. The little mark at the end of the name is showing there. But once again, it is still less than what we've currently got here, so we're going to grab the silver pieces. Now that Amana Lane is out of harm's way, we are free to discuss matters of actual import, such as our struggles with the Vanu Vanu. We first encountered the Vanu several years ago, when we had just begun to explore the Sea of Clouds. After an exchange of pleasantries and gifts, we received permission to construct a permanent lookout post. There was peace between our peoples for half a year, until suddenly, for reasons unknown, their attitudes towards us changed. they began to attack our foraging parties without provocation, forcing us to rely more heavily on supplies flown in from Ishgard. But words are no substitute for first-hand experience. Go and see Sir Marielle. She could use your assistance. Alright. Up to Lord Marielle we go. I believe I just passed her by. Master Brightstar, I presume? Lady Lynette told me you were coming. I hear tell that you've never faced a Vanu before? We'll spend enough time on patrol and you're sure to cross paths with them eventually. These birdmen are native to the Floating Isles. I say birdmen, but they're not at all like the Exal, unless the Exal's mother was a Gigas. Here, let me mark several locations on your map. If you discover any Vanu in the area, kill or drive them away. Alright, and with that, we have our actual first mission here. Alright, and there we've got some Vanu Vanu right there. Protect, and let's get Hadrat out here. Hey, Artemis. No, to be honest, typically I just go live. I don't usually set a time, so I kind of expect people to kind of come in as they come in. Looks like the next point is over here. You steel yourself for a mighty struggle, yet find no Vanu lying in wait. Alright. And the last point is up here. Alrighty, here we go. Let's get those dots going. And that finishes them off. Let's make our way back over to Marielle. Let's see. Yeah, this area is a little confusing if you're not certain where everything is. Eventually that problem goes away once you discover all the currents of the wind in the area. And you would need to do this in each area, but that effectively unlocks flying. But that's something that's I believe is going to actually be covered as part of the story here. At least for one area in particular. For the rest of them, you kind of have to go around the area and actually discover them, discover certain points, as well as complete certain side quests as well. Whoops, I didn't mean to drop off. Finished with your patrol? Anything to report? Maybe it was too much to hope for a day without a skirmish. At least I can take solace in the fact that Haloni has blessed us with a mighty ally. Alright, all this is not for us. Let's grab the silver. Accepting your recent clashes with the Vanu, it cannot have escaped your notice that things here are rather peaceful, to the detriment of our garrison's discipline. Despite being built as an observation point, we have yet to record a single intrusion by the Horde. That is why, as far as everyone is concerned, Camp Cloudtop is a backwater of no significance. And of course, the pride of our camp, the vaunted Protector, is in a perpetual state of needing repairs. So even were the Holy See were to come under Dravanian attack, we would be unable to fly to her aid. Simply put, Master Brightstar, this is where ambition comes to die. If you have an aspirations for advancement, you'll be right at home. However, if you would like to think that enthusiasm can be just as contagious as apathy, if you'll indulge me, I would have you seek out the sentries and stoke their fighting spirit. Psych them up, you might say. Alrighty, so we're gonna go around and we are going to psych people up then. Looks like the first one's actually over there. Oh, it's Manaline. So, psych. Is it an attack? What should we do? What should we do? What should we do? You had me fooled there for a moment, old boy. An amusing jest, albeit a tad cruel. Surely you must realize how unsuited I am to the monotony of mere sentry duty. Yet still you tempt me with the promise of excitement. No, this won't do. This won't do at all. Lady Lynette will give me a grand mission as befits my station. Now, based on the way he's acted so far, that can't be good. Alright, let's make our way to the north now. Huh, guess it didn't trigger there. Ye gods, where did that come from? Fine, if you insist. I will make an effort to be more alert. But really, I fail to see the point. We're hundreds of miles away from the front lines, which is just the way I like it. Thank you very much. What? What is it? Is it the Horde? By the Fury, whatever possessed you to do that? I'm awake, worry not. After the shock you just gave me, I doubt I'll sleep for a fortnight. Now that would seem to be mission accomplished. I don't know if that was more psyching them up or actually just spooking them. Many thanks, Master Brightstar. Already I can see a change in our sentry's behavior. Beg your pardon? Lord of Manalaine said what? Ha, well, I have no doubt that Lady Lynette will do her utmost to oblige him. Alright, once again, these are older boots. Oh, actually, she has the next quest. If Lord of Manalaine is going to demand a more dangerous duty, then I expect Lady Lynette will want you to accompany him. Aye, you might as well speak with her sooner rather than later. There is no use avoiding the inevitable. Master Brightstar, Lord of Manalaine has just informed me that mere sentry duty is beneath him. I understand we have you to thank for this epiphany? Well, there's nothing for it but to give him something more demanding then. Can I count on you to keep him safe? Excellent. We are in constant need of fresh water in Camp Cloudtop, as there are no underground sources we can tap with wells. However, there is a unique variety of crystal we have recently discovered, which may enable us to obtain water through other means. These spring crystals can be found in Scions, to the east of here. I would have you and Manalaine bring one back to us. You may have to contend with the feral beasts which populate the lakes, not to mention Vanu scouts ranging from their nearby settlement. Of course, that all pales in comparison to keeping the young lord entertained, but you have doubtless grown accustomed to that by now. Good luck and be safe. Lady Lynette told you to tell me about my mission once again? If I didn't know any better, I'd swear she's avoiding me. Anyway, what is it? Go and fetch a spring crystal from the floating lakes to the east, with me. You're not making this sound terribly appealing. Still, I shall be glad to have you along. Come along, then. Alrighty, to the east once again. Alright, looks like we're headed up here. So this is the Scions of legend, and nary a Vanu in sight. How disappointing. I could do with some sport. I know. Why don't you and I make it a competition? Whoever finds the superior specimen wins. Honorat shall judge our entries on size, purity, and, say, aesthetic sensibilities. Let us begin at once. Alright. So we are looking to grab one of those crystals. And based on the map here, the area we have to cover is actually quite large. And there is the first spring crystal. This water crystal does not appear to exhibit the properties described by Lady Leonette. Perhaps you should inspect another. Alright. And indeed, that is the new battle theme for the area. Or rather, for the expansion, actually. Let's check over here. This crystal appears to be secreting a steady stream of water. Perhaps it is the spring crystal Lady Lynette seeks. Alright, let us go return this back to Honorat. Ah, Master Brightstar, have you brought your entry for the contest? My understanding of such things is limited, but can this truly be used to draw moisture from air like water from a pump? Fascinating. Alright, silver pieces once again. Lord of Manalain has been gone for an awfully long time. Did you perchance see him while you were searching for your crystal? No? Oh dear. Mayhap I am worrying about nothing, but I must ask that you assist me in looking for him, Master Brightstar. We shall find him more quickly if we split up. Pray search the southeastern area of Scions as swiftly as you are able, and rendezvous with me in the north. Farewell and good luck. Alright. So you said that you want me to check out the southeast, so that's going to be over here. There's our destination. Let's take a look. You survey the surrounding area for a time, but see no sign of a Manalain. Alright, to the north now then. Master Brightstar! Lord of Manolane! Lord of Manolane has been taken by the Vanu! They had my lord surrounded, a whole gang of them. Please, you must come quickly. Alright, let's make our way over to where they are. Alrighty, duty calls. The Vanu must have taken him to that village, mayhap to present to their chieftain. I will make haste to the Rose House and tell Lady Lant what has happened. Yet by the time I return with aid, it may already be too late. Forgive me for asking, Master Brightstar, but should you spy an opportunity to sneak past the sentries and rescue Lord of Manolane in my absence, I beg you to take it. I know he can be a trifle presumptuous and insensitive, and, well, insufferable, but he doesn't deserve this. Well, we've got the dead of night on our side. Let's start by taking out these guards here. Alright, moving on. At this point, we do want to try to avoid combat. Alright, can we slip away from this one, perhaps? By the Fury, you're not going to eat me, are you? That's not what you do to prisoners, is it? Prince! Prince! I'm over here! Alright, looks like we're drawing quite a bit of attention here. At least the chief here isn't attacking. Netherlings slink away like guileful Gallicats. Rally, warriors of Gundu, let none escape. Alright, we got a whole group coming in here. Alright, I think I'm gonna have to put my shield up on here. Couple more of them. Help has arrived, Prince. It's Fortemps. Fortemps, is that you? Thank heavens. Get us out of here. Keep Emmanuel safe, Prince. We will hold them off. I appear to have jumped down a cliff that I shouldn't have. Can I get to him? Alright. Where are the rest of them? Come on, Madeline. How long are you gonna just stand there for? That's better. There we go. Duty complete.
Reinforcements?
Anger of Honu, chief of mighty Vundo, royals like blackest storm clouds, offer netherlings to the white. Cloud sea swells, and he comes.
That's a big one.
The white, mighty Bismarck, lord of the mists!
A flying whale? By the Fury, it's a primal. We must away.
Indeed, last thing we need is for you guys to get tempered.
Damn! Bloody typical. All right, we're going in.
Aye, aye, Chief.
Good old Sid.
All aboard!
Quite some legs you've got there. Snack time. The gods only know what might have happened had we not been around to save you. No need for thanks, though. It's not as if you haven't done the same for us on a few previous occasions. Alright, more than a few. 'Twas but blind chance that brought us together this time, in case you were wondering. The Holy See has petitioned the Ironworks for assistance with this creation of theirs, the Protector. Apparently they just can't seem to get her flying. Anyway, I came to Camp Cloudtop to cast an eye over the ship, only to learn that you had arrived some few days before, with an Ishgardian lordling in tow. Small world, I thought. Just as said lordling's manservant skittered into view, babbling about his master having been captured, and you risking all to rescue him. And the rest, as they say, is history. Right, well, I hate to cut short our reunion, but I am here on business after all, and the boys are already hard at work. Don't worry, old friend. We'll speak again soon. I promise. Alright, let's speak to Amanda Lane here. Very well, I admit it. It was an incredibly harrowing experience. I could very well have died. You know, me, dead. On the other hand, by risking life and limb in this line of duty, I did succeed in uncovering the existence of a new primal, and that, old boy, is no small feat. I have made an historic discovery, a fact even Lady Lynette will have no choice but to acknowledge. Yes, I am rather looking forward to basking in the sunshine of her praise. Speaking of which, isn't it time we made our triumphant return? Alright, let us make our way over there then. But that Bismarck, we'll be seeing him again, for certain. Praise Halone, I feared the worst. What happened out there? A primal, are you sure? Yes, now that I think of it, this Bismarck is reminiscent of the white whale of Vanu legend, a massive creature said to swim in the sea of clouds. From what I have learned of comparable summonings, the presence of the Vanu god would certainly explain the sudden change in their behavior towards the people of Camp Cloudtop. Ah, you mean to say that they have fallen under the primal's influence? I recall reading of such things in the documents provided by Master Alphanobe. Aren't we forgetting something important, Lady Lynette? A little recognition for the hero of the hour? A few choice expressions of gratitude, respect, admiration, and so on? Why, yes, you are right, of course. Master Brightstar deserves all that and more for having risked his life to rescue an esteemed personage. Well, if there is naught else to discuss, I would depart for Ishgard forthwith. The Holy See and the Temple Knights must be informed of this new threat without delay. But of course, Master Brightstar, you have done more than enough here. Pray return to Ishgard and with Lord Horshaphant, and give my warmest regard to the Count. So that's it then? No more forays into enemy territory? Very well. I can see my services are no longer needed. Take care, Lady Lynette. May our next meeting take place under more felicitous circumstances. All's well that ends well, eh? To the airship landing, then. We can speak on the journey home. Alright, so we need to make our way back over to Ishgard now. And he is going to be in the pillars. There he is. I confess, I have always been rather fond of airship travel. The chill of the wind upon your face and the warmth of the blood pumping in your veins from the excitement. I find the whole experience indescribably invigorating. Or mayhap it is simply the joy of having cheated death yet again. Haha. In any event, I must make for the congregation and inform Sir Emmerich of all that has occurred. Manolane should have returned to the manor by now. Why not go and see if he has recovered from his ordeal? Indeed, let us make our way over there. Let's head inside the manor. Oh, it's you, Prince. Gods, did he have to strike me so hard? Father, he did not approve of how I handled matters in Camp Cloudtop. How I endangered the lives of others through my own recklessness and incompetence. It's not easy playing the hero, is it? Alright, let's see what we got here. Strength materia is what we want. Alright, and so that clears up the first of the 2 quest lines that are available. Now, before we proceed here, I do also want to stop back in Old Da. I know, that's a weird thing, isn't it? But let's keep in mind, people had to wait months before Heavensward actually came out. So, the fact that this guy is not trying to, stop us immediately here is kind of telling, isn't it? Let's hit the Aetheryte, and let's head for the Chamber of Rule. What I want to do is I want to see if something has opened up for us or not. And indeed, Genlins now has a new quest above his head, which means we can now progress as a Paladin. We live in troubling times, Prince, as you well know. That is why it is more important than ever that the Sultan Sworn stand ready to serve as the sword and shield of the Sultanate. For a time I feared that our order was doomed, but then you helped us to restore our good name. Your shining example inspired many young men and women to seek us out. Even as we speak, they train to hone their skills. A few words of encouragement from the famed Free Paladin himself would do much to motivate them further, I should think. Perhaps you would consider paying them a visit at Camp Bluefog? Alright, to Camp Bluefog we go. And we are going to speak to Owain. Well met, Prince. It's been ages since we last spoke. Certainly not since you helped us to recover the crown. At the moment, Felice and I are conducting drills with the new recruits at the East Watchtower. They'll be thrilled to see you, I'm sure. Alright, let's make our way to the north. Since we all know you're a man of few words, I thought we might forgo the speech and instead ask you to favor us with a display of swordsmanship. We've laid out bait for the basilisks already, in fact. You need only wait for them to come. Alright. And here we go. Easily taken out. Let's head back over to a wine. Truly a rousing performance, Prince. Thank you. It's one thing to talk about proper technique, but an altogether different thing to see it firsthand. I think it's safe to say that the recruits will long remember this day, as will I. Alright. Back to Ul'dah, and let us speak to Genlins when we get there. Welcome, Prince. I gather the recruits took your lesson to heart. Would that I had some way to repay you, some knowledge or technique to bequeath to you. I am humbled to admit that there is nothing I can teach you. All I can offer you is my heartfelt thanks. Pray go forth, my friend, and continue to defend the people of Ul'dah and Eorzea at large. Begging your pardons, Prince. We need to talk, but not here. At the dispatch yard, outside the city. Alright, let's make our way out of the town then. And let's go to the Gate of Nuld. Thank you for coming, Prince. You must be wondering why I called you here. It concerns Solzagul, Genlin's predecessor. As you may recall, he continues to search for Oathkeeper, the sword stolen from us by the monstrous minions. From time to time, he sends me missives, sharing with me his latest discoveries. His most recent one contained a startling claim. He wrote that he had found the sword at long last. But that was some time ago, and he has not contacted me since. I would not trouble Genlins with this news, not until I learn what has become of Solzagul. At the very least, will you help me find him? I knew I could count on you, Prince. For now, all I know is that his last missive came to me by way of Ishgard. Once I learn more, we can begin the search in earnest. The next Paladin quest will be available from Papashan upon reaching level 52. The requirements for undertaking subsequent quests can be reviewed in your journal. Now, we're already at that level, so we'll be able to just start this right up. Ah, just the man I was hoping to see. I now know where Solkzagel sent his last missive to me. Falcon's Nest, a hamlet in the Korthus Western Highlands. It is there that I would have you begin your search. Reclaiming Oathkeeper would do much to restore the honor of the Sultan Sworn, but we must not get ahead of ourselves. First, we must find our missing man. Alright, so that is now going to lead us back to Ishgard. Let's see, Foundation. And now we need to make our way over to the Chocobo stable. Greetings, Master Brightstar. I've saddled a black chocobo for your journey to the Western Highlands, as per Lord Artorial's instruction. Will this be your first time riding a black chocobo, may I ask? If so, you're in for a treat. As I dare say you know, this particular breed can fly. Given the right conditions, they can carry you quite high too, even over Snowcloak. You needn't worry about directing the bird, of course. Like all porters, she's trained to carry you to your destination all by herself. So just relax and enjoy the view. Oh, but be sure not to relax your grip, will you? 2 hands on the reins at all times, if you please. Alright, over to Falcon's Nest we go!
To the frozen wastes of the Western Highlands, once verdant tracts made pallid by the calamity. Beyond the towering wall of ice, to lands long forsaken that the knights of Ishgard strove tirelessly to reclaim. To the hamlet of Falcon's Nest. Once abandoned, now freed of its pall of snow and ash, he came.
Alrighty, and so with that, we have 2 quests in our pocket that we need to complete here. We are going to start that up on the next episode. Thank you for joining me today. This is Prince Brightstar signing off. I'll catch you next time.